Hi everyone, welcome to the Platinum Girls Celebrity Show, where I give love advice to the stars and the everyday woman. I am your host, Vanessa Taylor. Thank you so much for joining me. I am a coach for the book The Rules, Time-Tested Secrets for Capturing the Heart of Mr. Right by Ellen Fine and Sherry Schneider. One aspect of dating that they cover in their book that I want to talk about this week concerns that of frustration. And here's an example. One of my clients was texting with the guy and they were trying to set up their very first date. The guy was asking if she knew a place in her area that she could recommend. She wrote me back and said, doesn't he know about Yelp? Can't he do this on his own? I do agree that men are, very resourceful when it comes to planning things, especially if it concerns a trip with the guys or maybe checking out that new baseball stadium, etc. But I do know that he probably just was asking, hey, do you know of a place? Because maybe he did on some level kind of want to shortcut it a little bit. This isn't the worst thing, and it certainly isn't anything that you want to become frustrated over, because really all you're doing is setting up this first date. Another consideration that you want to keep in mind is that maybe he's dated other women who are used to doing all the work. It's kind of expected that he would ask you if you know of a place because it's what he's used to. Don't become so annoyed with the guy because in the beginning, when he's talking to the hard-to-get girl for the first time, it's like he's in a whole different world. I mean, he doesn't even quite know how to act. Things will quickly fall into place once he realizes that you're not going to be the one to do the work. So I hope that helps with the frustration when it comes to setting up those initial dates with the man. So moving on to the celebrity discussion as it pertains to Nelly and Ashanti. Ashanti opened up during an interview about their relationship. She said that she'd known Nelly for 9 years and that there was a lot of fighting, it seems, because she was using words like scar, as in we've both scarred each other at times. The healthiest relationships don't have a lot of fighting. If you are realizing that you're falling into this pattern with the man, you either have to stop seeing him or find a way to stop fighting with him, because it's not going to be sustainable. If you decide to have children or you get married and you are trying to have a marriage, you can't be fighting all the time. You might know of couples where they fight, they make up, they have great sex, and maybe they've been together forever. But if you ask their kids what it was like growing up in that type of environment, lots of times they're not happy about it. They feel like, oh gosh, I was always on edge with my parents fighting all the time. There are lots of books out there on love addiction. They will point out maybe some of the things that you are doing wrong and kind of open your eyes up. Or maybe if you need to go see a therapist, there's no shame in that either. But just make sure that you don't end up in a relationship with a man where you are fighting all the time, because that's a lousy connection to have. So moving on to the second story, I want to talk a little bit further about Chad Michael Murray and Nicky Whelan, or Whelan, sorry, I'm not quite sure how to say her name. They were discussing their relationship with Us magazine earlier this week. Nicky was profusely using the word lovely. I know that she's from Australia and it's normal parlance over there, if you will, to use that word. For the rest of us, and even for Nicky, I would kind of recommend this too. Don't be so quick to use the word love when it comes to anything pertaining to a man. Nicky was saying it's lovely to wake up next to him. It's lovely to go to work. It's lovely to have all these opportunities. Stop it with the lovely, okay? Stop it with, oh, I would love to. It just makes sure that a man realizes that when it comes to the word love, it takes a lot to get that out of you. It isn't something that you use just so freely. There are lots of other words that you can use to substitute it. You can say something like, oh, that it's a really nice thing to be able to see him, or I think he's very sweet. Any other word will do, but just stay away from the use of the word love, lovely, any of those other type of variations. It seems a little bit over the top. As she was going on and on about how, wonderful he is and all these other great things, all he had to really say about her was, oh, she really brings a great positive energy to the set, and our work product is better because she has such a great personality. But he wasn't saying the same types of things that Nicky was, which was about how lovely she was. If he's not paying you the same sort of compliments, that really is a big cue for you to hush and to stop being so effusive with all of the compliments that you are paying to him. And the last one that I want to discuss for this week concerns Rita Ora and her boyfriend Calvin Harris. I was pleased to see that they are still going strong and really having a relationship that is off the tabloid radar. Calvin flew 15,000 miles to see Rita on her birthday. And this just made me think to myself about all the times that women are pushing back when it comes to somebody giving them advice on not driving all the way to a man. This is the proof that we have that if a man really has to have you, he will make it happen. I tweeted something to that effect and some girl wrote me back, yeah, right, as in, yeah, right, guys don't really do that. But they do. If you're not giving the hard to get methodology a chance to work, you're never going to see the result. I've never maintained that every guy is going to drive to see you. There are going to be plenty of men who do not do this. Hold out for the guy who is, because once you have that, you'll honestly see that everything that I'm talking about actually can happen. So make sure that you give it a chance. The final quick note that I want to make here is that I am giving somebody a Platinum Girl title coming up very soon, so make sure that you keep an eye out for that. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Please make sure to keep up with my blog during the week at www.platinumgirlcelebrityblog.com. Check out Ellen Fine and Sherry Schneider's latest book, Not Your Mother's Rules. And then also my book, Text Love.Power, answers all those questions that you have about texting and dating with men. And I really hope that you enjoyed this week's show and that you share it. If you really like it, you can give me a thumbs up. Okay, everyone, I'll see you next week. Thank you so much for joining me. Bye.